Hello, friends and mathematicians. It's me, Mr. B, here to talk to you about cones and cylinders, today's topic in math class. Um, I'm here to help work with you on page 717, the blue arrow page. And then we're going to work on page 718 together as well. But before we get started, please make sure you have your name and number at the top of page 717. And then also page 719. Please put your name and number on that page. And then page 721, the My Homework orange arrow page. So put your name and number on all three of those pages. Then let's go back to page 717. So cones and cylinders. So cones and cylinders are 3D solid shapes, three-dimensional. Hopefully you got a chance to watch the short video that I also included in the lesson about cones and cylinders. But on page 717, they show you a real life picture of some cones and cylinders. First, there are some ice cream cones. And the reason they're called ice cream cones is because the ice cream is set on top of a cone. It's actually like a cookie that's in the shape of a cone. So just so happens that I have a cone here. So I'm going to see if I can wrestle it out of the package here. Come on, baby. Here it comes. Cone. Oh, no. That cone is kind of broken. Why did it get broken? Maybe it was because I was so rough with it. All right, let me see if the next one comes down without being broken. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. All right. This is hard to do when I'm holding the camera with one hand. So bear with me. All right, I think I got it. This cone is not broken. All right, so the ice cream would be on top, but the cone, a true cone, is not hollow on the inside. A true cone has a surface, a flat surface that goes across the top, and that would be the face. All right, so what shape is that face? Well, you can see it is a circle. All right, and then on page 717, you can see that there's also a tub of ice cream. It's called Yummy Ice Cream, and it's the same shape as this can of Chef Boyardee beef ravioli in tomato and meat sauce. This is also a cylinder. And most of the cylinder is rounded. The sides are rounded, but the top and the bottom are flat. And what shape are they? They are circular, just like the top of the cone. So the flat sides are the faces of both the cone and the cylinder. Those faces are both circular. So on page 717, it asks you to, hold on, I'm going to get this to be a little bit bigger so we can see it better. It asks you to draw the faces of of the cone and of the cylinder. So first of all, how many faces are there on the cone? There's just one. The other side doesn't have a face, it's got a point or a corner or a vertex. So one side of the cone is a vertex, but the top is a circular face. So on page 717, you're going to just draw one circle here. Now for this ice cream container of yummy ice cream, just like this container of yummy Chef Boyardee beef ravioli in tomato and meat sauce, how many faces are on this shape? Well, there's the top and the bottom. There's two. So next to the ice cream cylinder, you're going to make two circular faces. And that'll help us focus on the fact that cones are solid or 3D shapes that have one circular face at the top, and cylinders are 3D shapes that have two circular faces, one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, now after you've drawn your faces on page 717, then please turn your paper over to page 718 and let's read what we need to succeed. It says, cones and cylinders are two more types of three-dimensional shapes. Both shapes have at least one face. Only cones have a vertex. So if you look at the picture of the cone, if you put the face down on the bottom, there's the face, it's on the bottom where my fingers are. The vertex is at the top. So how many faces does a cone have? It's just got that one on the bottom. So you're going to trace in the one by the face. How many vertexes or vertices does the cone have? It's just got the one on top. There's no other corners. So trace the one next to the word vertex. So cones have one face and one vertex. Now the cylinders. How many faces does the cylinder have? It's got one on top, one on bottom. One on top, one on bottom. So two faces. So write two right next to where it says faces. How many corners or vertices? This is one of the only shapes that has no corners or vertices. It has zero. So please trace in the zero there. Okay. So now, if you wanted to draw these shapes, you would start with drawing the, well, let's start first of all with the cone. A cone, it kind of looks in some ways similar to a triangle. It's because it's got a point at the top. So let's start with a point at the top. And then you can make your two sides like that. You can try this on your piece of paper. But the way that it's different than a triangle, it doesn't have one flat side on the bottom. It's got, well, it's got that round face. So you can start with a solid line for the front part of the face, and then you have to draw the dots to show the part of the face that you cannot see. And that's how you would draw a C-O-N-E cone, right? When you look at the ice cream cone, you can only see the front part of the face, so that's why when you draw it, that's solid line, and then the rest is where you know it's there, but you can't see it, right? Because this is opaque and light does not get through to the other side. All right, for the cylinder, cylinders kind of a little bit like rectangles, but they've got faces on top and the bottom. So we're going to start with our circular face on the top. and then you go halfway across the left-hand side, and then you draw a vertical line. Halfway across the right-hand side, vertical line, same size. Then draw the part of the bottom face that you can see, and again, you know it's back there, but you can't see it, so just draw a dotted line. That's how you would draw a cylinder, right? And again, if you think about it, when you look at it, you can see the front part of the edge of the face. You can't see the back part because this can of Chef Boyardee beef ravioli with tomato and meat sauce, it's opaque. Light doesn't get through to it, so you can't see the back edge of the face, but you know it's there. So that's a quick introduction to how to draw cones and cylinders. I think it's kind of cool drawing 3D shapes. All right, so let's look at how are we going to work through page 718. All right, first it says identify each shape, circle the name, and then write the number of faces and vertices. So when you look at this red shape, does it look more like a cylinder, or does it look more like a cone? Like that, or like that, right? Okay, well, does this shape have a vertex or a corner? No, it does not, so it cannot be the cone. It must be the cylinder. So circle the word cylinder. And because it's a cylinder, we know cylinders have how many faces? 1, and then the one on the bottom, 2. So you're going to put a 2 here. How many vertices? There are no corners on that cylinder. So you're going to put a 0 there. All right, let me move the cursor down a little bit here. The second shape, there's your shape that looks like an ice cream cone. Let's see. Does that shape look more like this cone or this can of beef ravioli with tomato and meat sauce? Well, this green shape has got a vertice at the bottom. Does this can of beef ravioli and tomato and meat sauce have a vertice? No, it's got 2 flat sides. Does this ice cream cone, delicious sugar cone, have a vertice? It does. All right, so it must be a cone. So please circle cone. How do you spell cone? C-O-N-E. The E gives its power to the O. Circle cone. How many faces are on the cone? Just the one at the top. Put a 1 there. How many vertices are on the cone? Just the one on the bottom. Put a 1 there. All right, so thank you for following along with this introduction to cones and cylinders. And I don't know about you, but all this talk about ice cream cones and beef ravioli and tomato and meat sauce has kind of got me hungry. So forgive me if I take a bite out of cone, but it's all in the name of math. All right, mathematicians, I'll talk to you later.